Shershaah has given me so much, even a sense of confidence in my creative decisions, because I was really involved in that film from start to finish. So that gives me more confidence to come into something, कि at least I've done my best into mold my version of my character in Thank God as well. But rest, as I said, it's such an unpredictable business. No one knows as to what happens. Yes, all set for this Diwali with Thank God. So the key was frustration, which makes you laugh. So I enjoyed it. All my bhadas inside came out. So I'm actually eagerly waiting for Diwali to happen, for people to actually see it, and then have a discussion and dialogue as to why a certain character is saying something, or what is the intention of the film or that scene. There's too much information on social media to follow all the time.
That's true.
So I don't have time for all of that. This is the only business in the world where if you have a bad day, everybody knows about it. I am very critical when it comes to my own work, so I think I leave it up to the audience, not to me. So far, there are no such plans. If there are, I'll make them, and then I think people will find out. It's very difficult to keep that a secret.
Hello everyone, welcome to News 18 Showsha, and I have a very special guest with me today. The man who needs no introduction, Sidharth Malhotra.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. So all set for the release of your film?
Yes, all set for this Diwali with Thank God. And yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've all seen theatrical releases. So now we're happy that business is back. We're gearing up for a famcom, which I call it.
Famcom. That's
Thank
nice.
God, a family comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously it's got humor. People see it in the trailer. It's got clean humor, which is important. You can watch it with any member of your family, and I think it's got a lovely message at the end of it, which is always lovely to get an audience, to entertain them. And our attempt is, यार, by the end of it, अगर आपके कुछ कोई बात दिल को छू गई, जैसे हम कहते हैं, तो I think then it's a complete film. And entertaining as well. So looking forward to this Diwali.
Yeah. But was it a conscious decision, Sidharth, to do a film like this? Because, like we spoke, we have been seeing you in these intense, brooding, action-oriented parts. Did you consciously want to break that mold and foray into this?
Well, I don't know if it's consciously in terms of timing, if that's what you're asking me. But if you see my body of work, I've always tried some Ittifaq, I played the negative character. Equivalent, my third film was a very intense, aggressive character that time. Brothers was different, and Kapoor and Sons was a younger part of the family. So they've all been different. But yes, I actually, to be honest, I remember my first narration of this film at my house with the writers of Thank God and the director, Mr. Indra Kumar. I just reacted to the material, like I knew from start to finish, he had a full ready script, and it made me laugh, it made me think about certain things, कि अच्छा मैं भी ऐसा करता हूँ, I can relate to these situations. And as I said, the ending really, made my heart really warm. So I reacted to the script, which I always try to do first. But then yes, the sur of it, or the tone of it, is something that comes from our director, and I was very excited to jump into that tonality. Also, I'm not actually playing for comedy. My character is more frustrated. कि जब आप आज की life में the middle class, working middle class, who has a family and is trying to go that above level, that कि यार ये घर मिल जाए या ये मैं promotion मिल जाए, he prays to God कि I wish God just get this deal happen and I'll be sorted. So he's that, which all of us, like I have friends and families who are at that stage. I'm sure we all have been at some level.
Absolutely.
So the key was frustration, which makes you laugh. So I enjoyed it. All my bhadas inside came out.
But आपको क्या भड़ास हो सकता है? I mean, you have delivered one of the best films last year.
And thank you.
Well, we'll come to that.
Yes,
before that.
Yes.
Are you a big Ajay Devgn fan?
I've seen his work. I've more so got to know him obviously much more during shoot.
Yes.
The surprising factor was his detailing for shot taking and camera work and technicalities of filmmaking. So that was new information for me, that he's so passionate about the technicalities. He knows a lot about lighting, camera work, and his experience shows. So yeah, which was great to share screen space, and also we needed this character, CG's character to be, so somebody of stature, somebody of that position. When he says things that log sunte hain, so he had that. I think it's a perfect cast for somebody to play Chitragupta.
Yeah. Since you said Chitragupta and there's Yamdut also who's YD,
yes.
I think.
Yes.
That's in good humor, of course. The situation is that it's a fun film, but we also saw a lot of people not reacting very positively to it. They felt that their sentiments were getting hurt. Sidharth, in an era like this, when people's sentiments get so hurt so easily, or they get offended so easily, does it really get to you as an actor? Does it get to you when you're reading a script that I shouldn't do it probably because it might offend a certain section?
While reading a script, I think you're looking at the story. I think right now the film is not released. There's only one unit which is out.
Yeah.
I think if people would watch the film and then have a complete overview of it, it's much fair.
Yeah.
I feel at times it's not fair to just see one snippet and judge a whole. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
So I think we'll discuss it post the film releases, and then when people see the whole 2 hours of the film, and then decide what we've done and what the tonality is and what the intention of the film is. Because I feel I think that's the correct way of judging a film, is to see it in complete and then decide.
But do you think we are too quick to judge today?
Exactly. I think that right now what we're speaking, it's we're at least 3 weeks away from release.
Yeah.
We've only had one trailer which has come out, and the rest of them are songs which don't tell you about the story. So I'm actually eagerly waiting for Diwali to happen, for people to actually see it, and then have a discussion and dialogue as to why a certain character is saying something, or what is the intention of the film or that scene.
Right.
I think then it's a dialogue.
Right.
Otherwise, I know the film. People don't know the film.
But are you somebody who follows these dialogues or conversations on social media that happen about your work, about your films?
We're aware of it. I think there's too much information on social media to follow all the time.
That's true.
So I don't have time for all of that. But I think I've always been more neutral in that sense, where there are people, because there'll always be opinions. When I read my timeline also, there is always something bad written, something which turned out to be good. And there's always good written which turns out to be something bad, whether it's a song, whether it's a film, whether it's a picture.
Right.
So it's very hard to gauge as to what, you only know in movies. Like in Shershaah, we knew then, an overwhelming response that came in, which, that something which has worked. Otherwise, if you start looking at every picture and every comment, it's not, it's too much energy. Yeah, it's too much energy, and I think it's not healthy for anyone.
Right. So thank God is your first release after Shershaah.
Yes.
The blockbuster that Shershaah was, and I still hear people talking about it on social media that they should re-release it in theaters. And I am also somebody, I'm completely with them. But does it add to the pressure, Sidharth? Because Shershaah it's there. You have to reach up to it every time you come up with a film.
Oh, absolutely. But I feel the pressure was always there. It's a pressurizing. No actor in this business does not feel the pressure to perform. I think the biggies in the business, the oldies in the business, even feel the same after so many years of so many releases.
Right.
So I think that's always there. We're always trying to do better, trying to do something different. I think there is no end to the entertainment one actor can provide, and and the audience that he can garner in. So I won't say this is any different. Rather, it gives me, Shershaah has given me so much, even a sense of confidence in my creative decisions, because I was really involved in that film from start to finish. So that gives me more confidence to come into something, at least I've done my best into mold my version of my character in Thank God as well. But rest, as I said, it's such an unpredictable business. No one knows as to what happens. But yes, I'm excited and eager, and a bunch of emotions in every film. So this is no different.
Right.
But looking forward to this Diwali with Thank God.
Yeah. It's also, I think, next month. No, not next month. This month. You're about to finish a decade in the film business.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things going on in your head, when you look back in these past 10 years. But Sidharth, tell me, what's your parents' reaction like? Because I remember you telling us that they were not they didn't believe you when you told them that, I want to be an actor. How do they, look at this journey?
I think anybody growing up outside Mumbai, in any of the cities, Kolkata, Delhi, Bangalore, would just tell their parents in 18, 19 that they want to go to Bombay and they've got a potential, not even go to Bombay just to struggle, जैसा कि potential into वो है audition hai and I'm getting close to a film. It's very far-fetched for them to believe. So disbelief is something that comes very naturally to the middle class of this country. We're all very scared to venture out because there's no guarantee. There's a lot of struggle. So they reacted, I think, like any average, middle class family. But it's been 10 years since they reacted it. I think they don't regret it to let me venture out and follow my dreams in Mumbai. But yeah, I think it doesn't. I hope that it paves the way for many other people to come in and be an example that there is an in route to this business when you come from outside.
Right.
Yes, there's a lot of pressure, as we spoke about it. There's a pressure today also. True. I mean, I can't say that once you become an established actor, you won't feel the other pressures. It will just come from different points. But I think it's fun. You have to have the love of movies to really survive and thrive in this business.
Yeah.
And that's what kept me alive. Trying different things, always learning, or and you have to accept this is the only business in the world where if you have a bad day, everybody knows about it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So that's it's tricky in that sense.
But was there ever a moment where you felt like, what am I doing? I think I should just go back.
Oh no, once not at all. Once after Student of the Year, not at all. Not at all. Not after that. Before, yes. Before getting that a lot of times, and then I was 21, 22 when I came in, and Student of the Year came out when I was 27.
Yeah.
So there was that 4 or 5 years of period where there was no clarity, at least 4 years, because last 1 year we shot the film, we shot Student of the Year. So the first 3 or 4 years, yes, there have been questions, what are we doing, kuch hoga ki nahi hoga, and I was assisting at that time.
Right.
I wasn't even, auditioning full time, because I was embroiled in My Name is Khan. So those moments, yes, you question your practicality of, how long can you sustain this? How long can you, get finances to stay in the city, manage, because you can't predict it. Nobody knows that will you manage that film or not. So there is a sense of faith which has to overcome fear. And I was lucky to have an amazing launch, no complaints over there. But I think after that, once you're in the business, then you have to just be committed. You have to just keep doing films after films and hope for the best, because then I would not be justifying the launch also that I got.
True.
So it's been very interesting 10 years. It doesn't feel like 10 years though.
Really?
Let's see. I think the pandemic also takes away 2 years.
So I think after Shershaah finished a year of its release, Karan Johar had penned this really sweet note, and he thanked you actually for bringing the film to him. Of course, we know the kind of equation that you share with Karan Johar. He has been with you right since the very beginning of your career. But I remember this one phase where there was news that you guys had a fallout. How do you react to such news items, especially with people who you are so close to? He's like sort of your mentor.
If I start believing everything that's written about me, as I said, we spoke before on social media as well. I think it's detrimental to your mental health. Not everything that's written about you is true, not everything that's written about you is false either. Talking about people's equations here, I think every actor have their, one special film that they connect with certain people, or one special, co-star or producers or directors that they admire. So yeah, I think Mr. Karan Johar is somebody who gave me this career. So it comes in from that sense of emotion. So whatever might be written, I think all actors know personally what their equation is. People have written far worse things about various other actors in equations, and then when they come out for a picture, it looks different. So I think that's more to do with our media than to do with actors in that sense.
Right. Do you remember your first day on the sets of Student of the Year?
Yeah, of course. My first day is in the film. My first day is my look in the song Radha. Where I wear that blue kurta and step down and look at Alia's character. And that's in the film. So that's my first shot in Hindi movies.
Great. Were you nervous?
Yeah. Oh, of course. It's very overwhelming for a boy from Delhi doing such a big set. Farah Khan choreographing, and I remember there were some 100 plus dancers, a shadi ka setting, Manish Malhotra doing clothes for us and wearing his, trying to fix our hair and makeup if it was looking correct. A lot of things went into that first day, and which I remember very clearly actually.
Yeah.
And it feels surreal that it's been 10 years now, and now we're still coming in with so much equal amount of excitement and gusto for my next release. Like, I feel maybe I was less aware during Student of the Year, but I'm more aware during Thank God now on this Diwali. So hoping for a similar love and response from the audience this Diwali.
Right. And lastly, Sidharth, tell me, so you started your career, there were 2 other debutants in the film who also went on to become these bona fide stars today, Varun and Alia. When you look at your collective journeys, so rather individual journeys, is there ever a moment where you felt like patting yourself on the back, or has their journey also inspired you in some way?
I think there's everybody has their individual journey. I feel you can't compare or you can't look into I don't know how much you can gauge or look into. I mean, maybe all we can do is take my decision as to why I picked a film and I didn't pick a film. But yeah, I think it's me and Alia worked again after that in Kapoor and Sons.
Yeah.
We've not worked ever since. Me and Varun have not done a film after that. And they're all doing some great work. I think apart from them, there's so many other actors in our generation who came up. So it feels great, but I think all of us are so self-consumed, like in how all actors are in general, to have any take on what the other person is doing. I think barely we can have a take on what we are doing, to have a take on what they're doing.
That's true. That's true. But before Sidharth, we let you go, we have picked up a few fan questions. And by the way, all of them have expressed their love and adoration for you. And so I'm going to pick out a few questions and let's go. Okay, so Saharsh has ask him about his skincare routine.
Wow, skincare routine is just, I don't know, washing it after makeup, remove makeup, wash it, and I tend to work on my skin from my diet. Like, it's what I consume shows on my face.
Yeah.
If I'm dehydrated, I would show it instantly. So I like to take care of my skin through my food, nutrition.
Wow, because you're actually one of the very few male actors. I see a lot of people talking about your skincare, like what a flawless skin he has.
Really?
We wish we had, Sidharth Malhotra's skin. This is what I keep reading.
Chalo, genetics.
Genetics, yeah. Okay, so how was your experience while dancing with Nora, as you seem to have improved so much when it comes to dance? This is Janaki.
Well, me and Nora have done many songs in the past. This is the first time I've danced with her. We did a song in Marjama as well, where I was just looking at her dance, and I told her, I said, next time when we do a song, I will make sure I do some moves, and that's what we did with Manike. And we're happy that people are liking the song. It was our main song in the film anyways, which she plays an interesting character. She doesn't only come for the song. So it's an interesting round in the film, thank God, about lust. So that's what the song comes in at. So I think it's very well integrated into the story as opposed to just being an item song.
How would you rate yourself as a dancer today, Sidharth?
I am very critical when it comes to my own work, so I think I leave it up to the audience, not to me.
Okay, all right. So Prathamesh says, firstly, I absolutely loved your performance in Shershaah. And my question is, are you willing to do another biopic? If yes, whose biopic would you love to do?
For sure. I think I'm here to work and tell stories. I don't feel biopic is something that you can just pick. You have to feel and connect to that character. So if I find somebody's life story, or it comes to me, where I feel equal amount of connection and I can do justice to that person's love story, because biopics are a big responsibility.
It is.
So you have to take it from that point of view, not to, I don't think an actor can start looking for a biopic. It has to come to you, and you need to connect to it and feel that you can do justice to that person's life story. So I wouldn't know, I've not thought of it from that point of view, mujhe karna hi hai.
Right.
But yes, if something comes by, maybe an athlete, if somebody's, I wanted to do a sports film, somebody's inspiring story which I can do justice to, so maybe.
Okay, why doesn't he go to neighboring countries where there are so many fans who would love to welcome him and describe a perfect wife material and his marriage plans?
There's one question?
Yes.
Well, my travel plans are dependent on my work.
Yeah.
So if there is work, I'll go there, or if I take a break to my neighboring countries, I will. But so far there are no such plans. And what was the other question?
His marriage plans.
My marriage plans. Even that is, so far there are no such plans. If there are, I'll make them. And then I think people will find out. It's very difficult to keep that a secret.
Yeah. And how would you describe his partner? Like
How would I
future
describe
partner?
my future partner? See, again, if I knew my exact ingredients of that, I would have gone through it by now. So I think as and when that big move happens, people will get to know.
And lastly, Sidharth Malhotra fan club on Instagram has asked, can we expect a cop universe where we can see you and Ajay Devgan sir together now that you're working with Rohit Shetty?
I've worn a uniform and thank God,
Yeah.
where I've pretended or I've said with gusto that I would be Singham, though that's more on the funny side. But I'm wearing a cop uniform for Rohit Shetty in Indian Police Force for Amazon. But let's see. There might be another cop in the universe, but that depends on Mr. Rohit Shetty.
Yeah. We just have one last question here. They're asking, are you really doing Gauri Shinde's next film?
I'm not aware of that film, so I'm guessing not.
Okay. Well, you got your answer there. On that note, Sidharth, thank you so much for such a lovely conversation.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on completing 10 years.
Thank you. Yes, so now on 10 years, I'll see and celebrate Diwali with people with Thank God on the 25th of October.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Namaste. This is Sidharth Malhotra, and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha.